If you are a consultant, a coach, or a service provider, and creating content is part of your job, there is one key thing you should definitely not be doing. You should not be guessing. But right now, if we look at your content calendar, that is exactly what is happening. You are playing a guessing game with your livelihood. You are waking up, looking at a blank screen and asking, what should I post today to look smart? And this approach is why you are burning out. See, most businesses operate on a fatal assumption. They assume they know what their customers are searching for. And I am here to tell you, with 100% certainty, that you are getting it completely wrong. Let me introduce you to a hypothetical consultant named Laura. Laura is a brilliant leadership coach. She spends 3 hours a week writing detailed, articulate articles about the nuances of transformational leadership and optimizing team synergy. She posts them. Crickets. Maybe a like from her mom and a colleague. Meanwhile, her ideal client, a CEO named Mike, is not searching for transformational leadership. Mike is sitting in his office at 11 p.m., head in his hands, typing this into Google. How to stop my VP of sales from quitting. Laura is selling a vitamin. Mike is looking for a painkiller. And because Laura is using industry jargon while Mike is using panic language, they never meet. Sarah stays broke. Mike stays stressed. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to stop guessing and start reading minds. To understand why your current content is failing, you have to understand the psychology of the search bar. Social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, is a discovery engine. People are there to be entertained or passively educated. But the search bar, Google, YouTube, is different. The search bar is a confessional. When someone types something into a search bar, specifically late at night or during a crisis, they are admitting a vulnerability they wouldn't tell their spouse, their business partner, or their therapist. There is a biological component to this. When a potential client is in a state of high stress, cortisol levels spiked, fight or flight activated, they lose the ability to process complex abstract concepts like productivity optimization. Their brain reverts to primal, immediate needs. They aren't looking for education. They are looking for salvation. If you are writing content about optimization, you are speaking to the prefrontal cortex, the logical brain. But your buyer is operating from the amygdala, the emotional, reactive brain. You are literally speaking a different language than the one their brain is currently processing. So, why do smart consultants make this mistake? It's called the curse of knowledge. You are an expert. You know the solution to their problem is systems architecture. So, naturally, you create content about systems architecture. But your client doesn't know that's the solution yet. They only know the symptom. They know they are missing dinner with their kids. They know they are losing revenue. They know they feel like an imposter. When you create content based on the solution, what you know, rather than the symptom, what they feel, you become invisible to the people who need you most. You are standing on the finish line waiting for high fives, but your clients are stuck at the starting line with a twisted ankle. Here is the antidote. It's a methodology I use called the Search Intent Mapping System. This isn't about SEO. This isn't about hacking the algorithm. This is about radical empathy. It is a way to reverse engineer the exact thoughts your customer has right before they pull out their credit card. Most people use keyword tools to see search volume. They see that productivity tips gets 100,000 searches a month, so they write about that. That is a trap. That is like looking at a restaurant menu to decide what to cook, without asking the hungry person sitting at the table what they actually want to eat. We don't care about volume. We care about intent. The search intent mapping system breaks the buyer's journey down into 3 distinct phases. If you map these out, you stop being a content creator, and you start being the only logical choice in their life. The first phase is the panic search. These are the desperate queries. These are the problems that keep your clients awake at night. Let's go back to the productivity example. Most consultants write, 5 tips for better time management. The panic search is, why do I work 70 hours a week and still feel behind? Do you feel the difference? The first one is a magazine headline. The second one is a diary entry. When you title a video or an article with the exact words of their internal monologue, you trigger a psychological phenomenon called the cocktail party effect. Even in a noisy room, if someone says your name, you snap to attention. When you use their panic language, you are saying their name. Example for a financial consultant. Generic. Q4 tax planning strategies. Panic search. Can the IRS seize my business assets? Example for a relationship coach. Generic. Communication styles in marriage. Panic search. Signs my husband is checking out of the marriage. Your goal in phase 1 is to validate their pain. You aren't selling yet. You are saying, I see you. I know exactly how much this hurts. You aren't crazy. Once the panic subsides, the client moves to phase 2, the solution search. Their cortisol has dropped, and they are now looking for a vehicle to get them out of the mess. They are comparing methodologies. They aren't searching for how to fix X anymore. Now they are searching for best way to delegate tasks without micromanaging. This is where most businesses get lazy. They give generic advice. But in this phase, your content needs to be the bridge. You need to explain why the old way, what they've been trying, failed, and why your new mechanism works. As in this phase, you are targeting objection-based searches. Is virtual assistant delegation safe? Cost of hiring an agency versus in-house. You are catching them when they are researching their options. If you can articulate the pros and cons of the marketplace better than they can, they instinctively trust you to be the provider. Finally, we have the provider search. This is the bottom of the funnel. This is where the money is made. At this point, they know they have a problem. They know the type of solution they want. Now, they are looking for who. If you have done your job in phase 1 and 2, you are already on the short list. But here is where you seal the deal. You need to create content that targets the specific fears of hiring someone like you. ROI of productivity coaching for entrepreneurs. Case studies of executive consultants in the tech industry. They are looking for proof. They are looking for safety. Now, I can hear the objection forming in your mind, but these specific sentences like, why do I work 70 hours and feel behind? Nobody searches for those. The volume is tiny. Maybe 20 people a month. Exactly. And those are the 20 people you want. Let's look at the math. You could rank for business tips. 50,000 searches. You will be competing with Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, and Gary Vaynerchuk. Your chance of ranking is 0%. Even if you do, the intent is low. These are students, looky-loos, and freebie seekers. Or you could rank for executive burnout coach for female founders. 40 searches. Competition? 0. Intent? 100%. If 40 people search that and you capture 20 of them and you convert 5 of them into high-ticket clients, that is a $1 million business built on low-volume keywords. These longer, specific searches, what we call long-tail keywords, have way less competition, but the people typing them are desperate. They are not browsing. They are holding their credit card, looking for a slot to swipe it. So, how do you actually find these magical phrases? You don't guess. 1. The people also ask. Loop, go to Google. Type in one generic keyword. Look at the box that says, people also ask. Click one. The box expands with more questions. Click another. Keep going until you find the weird, specific, emotional questions. Copy those. 2. The review mine. Go to Amazon. Find books on your topic. Read 1-star reviews, what they hated, what was missing, and the 5-star reviews, what saved them. The language in those reviews is the language of your script. 3. The 3 a.m. test. Before you film a video, ask yourself, is this title something someone would type when they are calm and rational? Or is this something they would type when they are scared and alone? If it's the latter, you have a winner. The internet is dividing into 2 camps. There are the content creators who chase trends, dance to trending audio, and beg for attention with generic advice. They are fighting a losing battle against an algorithm that hates them. And then there are the problem solvers, the ones who use the search intent mapping system. They don't need millions of views, they need the right views. When you stop guessing and start answering the questions your customers are secretly asking, you stop chasing clients. You become the lighthouse they have been looking for in the storm. The question isn't whether your customers are searching for solutions. They absolutely are. Right now. The question is, will they find you, or will they find your competitor who figured this out first? Don't build content for an audience, build content for a specific person in a specific moment of pain. That is how you win.